chaos at DC. The Marvel competitor has been trying to counter the MCU with its own universe of movies for many years, but even though some good movies have been made in the process, it never really went that smoothly. At the turn of the year, the film branch was then properly resurrected. The so-called DCEU will soon become history, and the new DCU is set to change everything. In this video, you can learn what DC projects await us movie fans in the near future. We talk about Superman Legacy, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, The Batman 2, and many, many more. It all starts with The Flash. The movie is particularly crucial for the future of the DCU and the conclusion of the DCEU, as its story paves the way for the new cinematic universe. The production of this important movie went anything but according to plan, and caused major issues for those responsible. The main culprit is lead actor Ezra Miller, who in recent years has not prioritized filming The Flash and has caused a number of private escapades. Thanks to the hard work of the entire team, it all worked out in the end, and director Andy Muschietti was able to finalize the production. The film's theatrical release officially marks the introduction of the multiverse to DC movies, and you can look forward to appearances by Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck as Batman. Supergirl, played by Sasha Calle, will also be making her debut. The movie is currently running in theaters, so what are you waiting for? Call your friends for a movie night. So far rather unknown is the superhero Blue Beetle, who will celebrate his DCU debut in the upcoming film of the same name. Production has already been ongoing since 2018 and will also premiere this summer, after it was unclear for a while whether the movie would actually make it into the DCU. Although Blue Beetle has been part of the comic book universe since 1939, you may not have heard of the superhero even if you're a DC fan. A first trailer has already been released and shows main character Jamie Reyes in action for the first time. Reyes gets his superpowers from a blue scarab that connects to his spine and gives him a flashy blue high-tech armor. The initial euphoria over the newfound powers quickly fades, however, when Reyes realizes that more people are after the mysterious scarab, including main antagonist Victoria Kord and Conrad Carapax. We are excited to learn how the new superhero and his origin story will be received by audiences, and look forward to the theatrical release on August 18th, 2023. For DC, the year 2023 comes to an end with Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom in December. The movie continues the story of Arthur Curry, played by Jason Momoa. At the same time, it will also be brought to its conclusion after the superhero was introduced in the successful Aquaman from 2018. According to director James Wan, the story about the charming king of Atlantis is largely based on the 1960s comic Planet of the Vampires, and will also include horror elements for the first time since the beginning of the DC universe. But there will also be plenty of emotional events in the sequel, as Arthur's brother Orm will no longer be a villain, but a supporter in the fight against Black Manta. The latter will also be assisted by conspiracy theorist Stephen Shin, who will be played by Randall Park. Filming on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom has been completed for quite some time now, but the test screenings that have taken place so far have not generated a lot of excitement among viewers. It is also worth mentioning here that Amber Heard will make another appearance as Mera. Whether the final result will manage to excite DC fans, as it did with the first part, remains to be seen. The theatrical release of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is slated for December 20th, 2023. Next year, the sequel to the equally successful Joker will be released. After the dark hit of 2019, many are eagerly awaiting the continuation of Arthur Fleck's story, who will now get top-class support. After the first part told us about how Arthur became the Joker, Dr. Harleen Quinzel will now undergo her transformation into a villain. She is initially Arthur's attending physician at the famous Arkham Asylum and becomes so captivated by him that she falls in love with him and thus becomes Harley Quinn. The special thing about Joker 2 Folie, however, is a different aspect, because the production is supposed to contain musical elements in large parts. Thus, the sequel breaks new stylistic ground, although the environment will surely be just as gloomy as in the original. In addition to Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck and Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn, Zazie Bates will also return as Sophie, Arthur's single-parent neighbor, with whom he has made up a complex love story, although he has only met her once in an elevator. The release date of Joker Folie Deux is scheduled for October 4th, 2024. Similar to Joker 2, The Batman 2 is part of the so-called DC Elseworlds, and is not connected to other DCU movies in terms of plot. In 2021, The Batman gave us a dark introduction to the life of Bruce Wayne, who acts more as a detective than a superhero and fights some fearsome as well as powerful opponents. In Part 2, we will surely see some more returning cast members besides Robert Pattinson as the Dark Knight, although little info is known about them as of yet. At least a comeback of Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman and Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon looks very likely, since both had a notable share of screen time in the predecessor. Really not much is known about the exact plot yet. According to current rumors, however, not only will the villain Clayface be involved, but the comic No Man's Land will also be adapted for the big screen. This comic dates back to 1999 and shows Gotham City sinking into total chaos after a devastating earthquake and having to be evacuated. The story is divided into different storylines in which many familiar characters want to gain control over the practically deserted city. More detailed information will be available after the release of the Penguin series, which is supposed to link the story between The Batman and its sequel. The theatrical release of The Batman 2, which will again be directed by Matt Reeves, will be on October 3rd, 2025. A new actor will slip into the clothes of Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. Unlike Robert Pattinson's version of the character, the new Batman movie will be part of the DCU and delve deeper into Bruce's family backstory. This will introduce an interesting character to the cinematic universe in the form of Damian Wayne, the son of the Dark Knight. Damian is one of the many versions of Robin, the companion of Batman. He will certainly provide some interesting moments with the odd father-son duo. As soon as there's more detailed information about the project, we will of course let you know. In a little more than 2 years, there will be a reboot to a very well-known character of DC. We're referring to Superman Legacy, the first feature film of the new DCU. After crowd favorite Henry Cavill played the role in Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League, and Black Adam, a younger actor will now take his place. Still, Superman Legacy is not supposed to be an origin story as such. Instead, it will show how Clark Kent balances his roots on the planet Krypton with his life on Earth, where he works as a reporter for the Daily Planet. One of the most exciting questions before release will be who exactly will assume the role of the younger Superman. So far, several actors are being considered, including Netflix star David Corenswet, Grantchester actor Tom Brittany, and the still rather inexperienced Andrew Richardson. Also under discussion is the signing of Nicholas Hoult, who most recently had roles in Renfield and The Menu. To date, it is not apparent which candidate will be chosen by those responsible. Another new character will be Superman's animal companion, Crypto the Superdog. Like his master, he also comes from Krypton, and has so far appeared in DC League of Super Pets and the animated series Crypto the Superdog. He has similar powers as his master, which is why the two will certainly form a strong team. DC boss and Guardians of the Galaxy mastermind James Gunn will direct the project. We can't wait to see what the 56-year-old comes up with for the movie. Superman Legacy is expected to arrive in theaters on July 11th, 2025. At the beginning of the year, James Gunn announced a new movie for the DCU, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Unlike her much better-known counterpart, Superman, she grew up on the planet Krypton and only found her way to Earth much later. According to Gunn's statements, Supergirl will be significantly stronger and more powerful than previous versions of the character in the upcoming movie. At the moment, there is no concrete information on the casting of the superheroine. It is not clear at all whether Sasha Calle will reprise her role from The Flash or if she will leave right along with the DCEU. Details about the story or a release date are also unknown right now. Nevertheless, we are looking forward to the new version of Supergirl and will keep you up to date on any news. In addition to the projects discussed so far, there are other films in development that will be part of the DCU. We can look forward to The Authority, for example, which introduces a somewhat unusual superhero team into the movie universe. The main characters enjoy using extreme methods to achieve their goals and are said to be comparable to the popular Amazon series The Boys. Then, things get rather spooky in the movie Swamp Thing, which gets to the bottom of the story of a mysterious creature from the swamp. A number of series will be released and incorporated into the DCU as well, such as Creature Commandos, the spin-off series Waller, Booster Gold, Paradise Lost, and the Green Lantern series Lanterns. We hope you enjoyed our overview of upcoming DC projects and would appreciate your thumbs up. Also, let us know in the comments which of the upcoming DC projects you're looking forward to the most and why. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.